welcome. Let's get Autumn up here. Let's get excited.
Favorite vegan protein source? Right now it's chickpeas. Yeah, I do tofu sometimes, it's not my favorite. So chickpeas are my favorite. I do an olive oil with a little like basil, salt, pepper, they're great with pesto. That's my favorite right now, but I'm sure it'll change in like a week. Okay. What is the best way to suppress and stay away from sweet cravings? When it comes to sweets, we're not looking to suppress it, right? We're looking to actually get rid of that craving, right? Because like when you suppress it, it's still there. So the biggest thing is to cut out the processed sugar. If you're not eating the stuff that's going to trigger a response, then you're not going to likely have those same cravings. It's something I do a whole big video on in the Ultimate Portion Fix about significantly reducing and or eliminating processed foods and sugars. In fact, it's like one of the vital principles of the entire program. So the goal is to pay attention to your food, to really look at it, look at what's in it. I do a grocery shopping video where I teach you to look at the labels and how much sugar should be in your food compared to what is. Stop looking at package claims. If you're eating a food that has a package claim on it, 99% of the time, it's actually not healthy food. Literally, think about that. Does an apple have a claim on it? No. Do you eat an apple and you're like, oh my God, I need another one of those right now? No, because it's real sugar and it's not chemically enhanced to make you crave more of it. You crave things like cookies and cupcakes and things like that because they're artificially enhanced by scientists to literally make you want more. That's why they have slogans that literally put it in your face and say to you, bet you can't eat just one. Oh my God, and we're stupid enough, and we're like, oh my God, I bet I can, and then we can't. We're like, I don't understand. Why do we have this obesity epidemic? Because they're literally purposely trying to make sure that we buy more of that. So you cut it out. When you get it out after about 2 to 3 weeks, and those are the hard times, right? The first 2 to 3 weeks, that's when you have to just fight through it. That's like a mind over matters moment. But when you get it out, when you reset your taste buds, when you reset your body chemistry, you no longer are going to have those super strong cravings. When you're putting in good real sugar from fruit and things like starchy carbs like a sweet potato, then your body learns to thrive on that. My favorite candy bar used to be a Snickers. No joke. Love me a Snickers. I tried to eat a mini one at Halloween, and I was like, ew, why doesn't this taste the same? And then I ate one more just to be like, was it that one? And I was like, no, sure wasn't. I can literally take it. I know, it's different. And then I was like, wait, I actually spit the second one out, not gonna lie. Because I was like, that's not worth the calories, because I could taste the chemicals in it. I was like, that doesn't even satisfy me anymore. But you have to train your taste buds to get to that point. It's usually we go 3 days and they're like, my craving's so strong, I have to have it. Also, stop buying it. Hey, that's my favorite. I can't resist it. Well, why is it in the house? Like, you don't have to go down the grocery aisle that has the cookies, and you don't have to put them in your shopping cart, and you don't have to pay for them at the counter. Just don't bring it into your house, and that's a great way, because when it's not there and you're craving it, you're just SOL at that point. Like, I don't know, are you guys getting in the car and driving to the store if you crave it? I'm not, I'm too lazy. Like once I'm home and in my sweats, I'm like, I don't want it that bad. And nobody delivers to my house because I live in like the middle of nowhere. Okay. How do you increase energy when you are just starting out? So a lot of the energy increasing, you guys, well, first of all, it comes from getting enough sleep. We are so sleep deprived. We think it's fun, right, to like, we brag about it. Oh my God, I got like 4 hours of sleep. I'm gonna drink my 7-cup of coffee. That's nothing to brag about. Like, that doesn't mean, like, you don't get a trophy for lack of sleep and how overcaffeinated you are. No, like, right? You just don't. It just doesn't happen in life. So first of all, go to bed. How many people are up at night till like 11 o'clock, but you're not doing anything? Come on, be honest. We all do it. Like you're like binge watching your favorite show. Turn it off. Go to bed. You're tired. But you're like, I was up, I slept for 4 hours, I had 7 cups of coffee, and now it's 11 o'clock at night and you're still awake. Go to bed. You have to reset your clock. So you need your internal clock. You need to go to sleep. You've got to get sleep. That's where your energy is going to come from. It doesn't come from the caffeine and overtaxing your adrenal glands. That's where you actually lose energy. You will get it from your workout. You might feel horrible, like you might feel exhausted before you start. Move your body. Get the endorphin rush. It will give you the energy. But get off the caffeine. That is one of the biggest things. Somebody asked me, in fact, I actually argued with the nutritionist at Beachbody for Ultimate Portion Fix, and he's like, why are you only saying 2 cups of coffee? In all our other programs, I say 3 to 4. And I was like, no, because then they're going to have 3 to 4 cups of coffee. Nobody has an 8-ounce cup. They all have 16, 18, 24, Trenta, Venta, I don't know how many names the Starbucks have now, right? So I was like, they're going to have 4 of those. And then they're going to take Energize, because we say take Energize before your workout. And then they're going to have something else. And I was like, you're so over-caffeinated by the end of the day that you're like this. And like, you don't even know what it feels like to function without all that caffeine in your body. So start to eliminate that. Hydrate yourself. Eat real food. That's what fuels your body. That's what fuels your cells. The energy will come if you put the good stuff in. You're sluggish and tired because your body is full of crap. So if you get that out, watch how quick the energy kicks in. Yeah? Sleep and real food. Miracle. Okay. What is your favorite sleep techniques to quiet the mind and fall asleep faster? That's a good one, actually, because a lot of us have that, right? We're like, the day races through your mind. More often than not, I'm exhausted, so it doesn't take much. I'm just like burnt from the day. But I will put on white noise. I love white noise on my phone if I'm having trouble sleeping. There's great apps out there for that, and you can pick any sound you like. I usually do like ocean waves or soft rain or something like that. It's just noise to hear, and so that maybe my brain isn't focusing on like, hey, what are the 4,000 things I have to do tomorrow? Making lists are good. I was just working with one of my private clients on this, and she was like, I can't sleep because I'm literally thinking about everything I have to do. And I was like, make a list and let it go. Because if you make that list, okay, I have to do this tomorrow, I have to do this tomorrow, I have to do this tomorrow, you don't have to keep running through it in your mind. It's on the list, you know what it is. Good, done, put it aside. There's meditations that you can listen to. Gabby Bernstein has a great one. It's actually called You Are a Light Worker. I just love it because like she does like 2 or 3 minutes of really soft, mellow talking at the beginning, and then it goes into just beautiful music that's like so peaceful and relaxing. So any and all of those are really good. Turn the TV off an hour before you go to bed. They've done tons of studies. The blue light shining in your face is stimulating. So stop watching TV right before you go to sleep. Read a book, stretch, drink some tea, take a hot bath. Like all those things will relax you. Don't drink caffeine late in the afternoon after 4 o'clock. That's going to usually stimulate your body. So all of those things, don't put sugar in late at night if you're having trouble falling asleep, will help make it easier to get to bed. Okay. What are your favorite podcasts? I will be honest, I don't listen to them that often just because I don't have time. But Oprah's Super Soul Conversations are some of my favorite conversations. I just love that she has such a wide variety of people on. So there's so many topics. There's topics from business to spirituality to, I mean, I don't know, the other day she interviewed Gabrielle Union. Wait, I didn't listen to that one. But like, it was on there. So I like that one a lot because there's just a lot of variety. And it's something fun for me to listen to. I also like her Oprah's Masterclass where she interviews, it's a bunch of different famous people, but everybody in different walks of life. And really they tell their story about how they got to where they are in their career. And I think that that's really inspiring to hear people. She interviewed Tina Turner, she interviewed The Rock, she interviewed, oh my God, there was like so many people on there. And they're just really, really interesting stories because you expect that, like, again, everybody was like, oh yeah, just got here, and then you hear their struggle, and it's inspiring to keep going, so I like those. Rude. Okay. This question is a little bit out of my scope. I'm not a doctor. The question is, what are the best tips for overcoming autoimmune disease flare-ups and setbacks? Because I'm not a doctor, and I'm not even a certified licensed nutritionist. I study nutrition a lot. The biggest thing I can tell you is that anytime you're putting healthy, real food into your body, I gotta believe that that's gonna support your immune system. It's gonna support your body if you're sick. Eliminating inflammatory foods like dairy and red meat and processed sugar, obviously I believe would help. Being hydrated, not being caffeinated, all of those things I would assume would help. But again, that's about the extent of my scope of practice that I would be comfortable to say in a large group of people. How much is my weekly grocery bill? It's an unfair question. Here's why. I live in Los Angeles. And I grocery shop at, more often than not, a ridiculously overpriced grocery store because it's the closest one to my house. And again, I'm like short on time all the time. And yes, I know I have that like privilege to be able to do that. There are other ones nearby, kind of ish, that I can go to, and sometimes I will. And I will also, because I've been so busy with the Ultimate Abortion Fix and the certification and all of that, I will acknowledge that I don't have time for as much meal prep. So I will buy certain things pre-done for me. So in my grocery store, they have sections of like, the veggies are already cut up, so all I have to do is throw them in a pan and saute them. They'll have red potatoes literally already seasoned and everything ready to go, and all I have to do is throw them in the oven. So that being said, usually around 180-ish, depending on if I'm buying a lot of protein or not buying a lot of protein, that sort of thing. And my 10-year-old son eats like a man. Like, I can't keep that child fed. It's ridiculous. It's like he eats dinner, and an hour later he'll be like, "Mom, you didn't feed me dinner." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? You just ate." He's like, "That was a snack." I'm like, "Dude, that was dinner. Like, you better go get an apple or something." I don't know what to tell you. Okay. The next question was, where do you grocery shop or suggest grocery shopping? So I shop a lot of times, like I said, at a grocery store called Air One. There's very few of them. I do like Whole Foods. Ralph's is the sort of major grocery store by us. I do have a Trader Joe's that just opened, which made me super excited to find out. I had no idea it was even coming. So that's great. It's different everywhere though. Like I said, I live in Los Angeles, so it's harder to say. I can tell you guys, who's actually from Cleveland? Everybody. Fantastic. And we're out in Akron. Back in the day, when I was 14, I worked at Catalanos. Does anybody remember that? Catalanos still opening? No, it's not. No, it's not? Never mind, they're not listening to me. Yeah, I worked at Catalanos. I lied about my age so I could be a cashier because I wanted to make more money. Okay. What are your tips to sustain a healthy 90-10 lifestyle? You guys, that's what Ultimate Portion Fix is, literally. That's what the container system is. If you think about the way the nutrition was designed for 21-day fix, it was designed for that 90-10 lifestyle, really. It was designed so that you could still have desserts. It was designed so that you could still have wine or pizza when you wanted it or things like that. But so that you're eating clean most of the time. If you follow it, you're eating a 90-10 lifestyle. Can I tell you guys, I had over 6,000 applications for the Ultimate Portion Fix pilot group. That was a lot of applications to go over. I felt like I read the same application 6,000 times. And what I mean by that was like, there was a question on there if people had ever used the container system, like 21-Day Fix or one of other programs, and I gotta be honest, almost every single person said, yes, changed my life, lost, and then they would list a significant amount of weight, and then they would say, it was great when I was using them. What? Why would you lose 40, 50, or 7,500 pounds and then stop? Like, it's not a diet. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, right? Like, we all get that like that was specifically designed so that you could follow it for life. So you don't really ever come off of it. It's like people get to a certain point, like, oh my God, I lost 40 pounds, I don't have to do this anymore. And then revert back to old behaviors. Well, no, those old behaviors are what got you to where you didn't want to be, and this new one is what got you where you wanted to go, so stick with the new behavior. That's really all it is. It comes down, this is where the tough love comes in. It comes down to really how bad you want it. If you really want to be healthy, you know what to do. You really do. Do we drink soda? No. But everybody does, right? Or most people do. Get it out. It's poison. Like literally, get rid of the crap. I can tell you when I was 13 years old, I stopped drinking soda because my dance teacher told me it wasn't good for me. And she was my hero. I didn't question her. She said soda's bad one day in class, and I was like, that's gotta go. Walked into dance class a week later, did nothing else, wasn't trying to lose weight, nothing. Did nothing else but stop drinking soda, and I didn't drink it that much. And everybody was like, what happened to you? You've lost so much weight. And I was like, what are you talking about? They're all like, oh my God, you're so skinny. And I was like, I stopped drinking soda last week. And then I got on the scale and had lost 7 pounds. Wow. And I remember that moment, like at 13, stopped drinking soda, got on the scale a week later, and was 7 pounds lighter. And wasn't trying at all. That tells you what that's doing to your body. Stop drinking it. So we know what to do to be healthy. You know not to buy the cookies. Stop buying them. Stop buying 7 bags of chips. You know what to order when you go out to dinner. You can order lean protein. You can order vegetables. But instead, we order like the triple burger loaded with cheese and everything else on it. Like, so it's your choice. Do you want that minute of pleasure? Because, yeah, it might taste good. But healthy food does taste good, too. So it's just a matter of not looking at it as a negative anymore. Oh my God, I have to eat this. It's diet food. And to start looking at it as like, this is fuel for my body. This is what gets me to where I want to be in life. To feeling good physically, but also feeling good emotionally about myself and in my own skin and being proud of myself. If you don't feel good, stop doing the stuff that's making you feel bad. Right? Yeah, okay. I know you guys don't love the self-love part, but I gotta say that y'all buy ultimate portion fix looking for a magic pill and it's not in there. What is your favorite food indulgence or drink? Pizza and wine? I had it last night. Literally, I'm not gonna lie, and I ate the whole pizza. I got up, I had breakfast at 7 in the morning, went to my event in Minneapolis, did the whole thing, had no time, went to the airport. It was 3 o'clock before I got to eat again. I had a banana in between. It was unfortunate timing on snacks and all of that. And then they delayed our flight an hour. Then we got on the plane and we sat on the runway for an hour. And then we flew here, and then I was like, oh, I'll get food at the airport. And then everything at the airport was closed. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. Called up the pizza place, told my driver to stop and pick it up. I ate the pizza in the car. Called Donald when I got into my room, and I was like, you want wine? And we had a couple glasses of wine and we went to bed. And here we are. Morning. Good. That thing was delicious. But you know what? I got a small pizza. It had 6 slices, and it was amazing. Do I feel bad about it? No. Because do I do it that often? No. So I loved every second. I enjoyed every second of it. But then it's not like, oh, I have to do that again tonight. That was last night. That was great. It was delicious, and here we are. I ate fruit, and I think that was okay. What tips do you have for finishing up your pregnancy in a healthy way and getting back in a fitness routine when cleared to exercise? If you've been cleared to exercise during your pregnancy, do it. Even if it's just like a walk, like go for a walk. You can't walk here, but maybe you can walk on a treadmill. The LA girl in me, I really when everyone like, go for a walk, it's gorgeous outside. But you guys, there's prenatal workouts on Beachbody On Demand. I have several of them. You could do prenatal yoga. You could do the workouts. If nothing else, eat healthy. Again, what you're putting in your body is literally what's growing your baby. When your baby is born, by the time you're one, your child has all the fat cells that they are going to have in their entire life. From that point on, it's just a matter of whether or not your fat cells expand or shrink. That's what weight gain and weight loss is. So what you put in is determining how many fat cells that baby is going to end up with. So set them up right for life. Eat healthy. Even if you're at the end of your pregnancy, eat healthy. That's really important. If you wouldn't give your baby a pint of ice cream in the high chair, don't sit down on the couch and eat a pint of ice cream. What do you eat when you have late night cravings or are hangry? I try not to get to the point of hangry because I'm not a nice person. No, that's not even like a little bit false. Like, I'm really not a nice person when I'm hungry. Everybody knows it. My ex-husband used to carry like snacks in the car. He would get me to that. He would be like, let's just go run 7 errands. I'd be like, I need to eat right now. And he'd be like, okay, well first, and then we'd go run errands, and then I'd be not a nice person. So one, I try not to get to the point of hangry. You shouldn't ever get to that point if you're eating every 2.5 to 3 hours. And that's what I try to practice. So yeah, yesterday was like an off day for me just because, again, of the event and the travel schedule. I wasn't hangry, I was tired by the time I got food yesterday. But like when it hits, that's when I have to really force myself to make the healthy choice. Because when you get that hungry, what do we want? We start craving the bad food. We just want something fast. We want something super easy. So you just reach for the chips, or you reach for the cookies, or you reach for the crackers. Although an apple is just as easy to reach for, so is a banana, so is a Shakeology, right? But so don't let yourself get to that hangry point. Bring food with you if you're going to be out for the day. Pack your lunch for work, things like that. Those are the better ways to avoid being hangry. What was the other part of that question? Late night cravings. I know you're going to hurry me up. I don't tend to get late night cravings because I go to bed. Hey, if you don't stay up till 11 binge watching TV, chances are you're not going to end up with late night cravings. Like, I put my son to bed at 8:30 and by 9:15 my head is on the pillow. I'm done. I gotta be up. I have to get him up by 6 o'clock. Sometimes I like to get my workout in before. I have no time to just be up for no reason. So go to bed. That's a great way to do it. But if you do end up having late night cravings, drink a glass of water first. You're probably not hungry. And then here's a good question to ask yourself. You need to figure out, are you hungry or are you just craving junk food? Okay, ask yourself, am I hungry? If I'm hungry, am I willing to eat fruit or vegetables right now? If you're not, then you're not hungry. Right? Because when you're hungry, you'll eat real food. Like, you'll eat real, natural, good for you food. You're hungry, you just want food in your system. If you just have a craving that's for cookies or chips, that's you're emotionally eating. You're eating because you're bored. We have to stop emotionally eating. That's another huge component of ultimate portion fix that we tackle. Because that is the real problem, is that we emotionally eat. We eat to celebrate, we eat to mourn, we eat because we're bored, we eat because we're lonely. Like, we eat for all these reasons that aren't reasons at all that you're supposed to eat. Food is fuel. If you're hungry, eat. If you're not, don't. Is that my timer that I'm supposed to be done? Okay. Best way to bounce back from an injury, don't get off your meal plan. If you're injured, the most important thing to do is keep fueling your body so that, one, it can repair itself and recover. Same thing, what you put in determines how your cells function. So if you need your body to heal properly, you probably don't want to put a bunch of fake processed chemicals in there and then expect it to do a good job healing. Put in real food, take the time you need, but stay on your meal plan, and then ease back in so you don't injure yourself again. I can tell you guys, 6 weeks before we filmed 80-day session, I could barely walk for 3 weeks. I went to Summit that year and basically barely could move. I cried all day, every day. They had to find me acupuncturists and doctors. I didn't know that I had sprained my entire hip complex in rehearsals. So literally couldn't move, my back was a mess, didn't know if we were going to be able to film 80-day session. I knew 2 things. Eat right. I could swim, so I'd get in the pool, not use my legs, but use my arms so I could move my body a little bit. And I did all the rehab that I could possibly do over those 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden it was better. And then for 3 more weeks, Carl asked me if I was going to survive 80-day session. And I was like, you just roll the camera. Because he was like, maybe we shouldn't film it for 80 days straight. What happens if you injure yourself? And I was like, I will be on that set anyways. So you just roll it. Like, he put so many backup plans in place for that. We didn't need a D. Nobody got injured. Nobody was there. We were all healthy as babies. Right. Okay. Is Recover being formulated to be vegan? I don't know. Is it? Yeah? Somebody say yes? Did they announce that? Show you guys how much I know. I've been a little busy. They might be. I've heard them talk about it, but I don't know if it's actually happening or not yet. Okay, so it's a possibility. There's certain things I know, there's certain things I don't. What vegan foods do you recommend for post-workout soreness? It's still the same thing, you guys. You want protein in there, you want carbohydrates, and you want healthy fats. Like, you need all of it to recover. The protein and the carbohydrates are the most important. Because vegans can't use the performance line right now, taking BCAAs is a great way to help with soreness and recovery. Taking glutamine is a great way to help with soreness and recovery. Get your protein in, get your carbohydrates in, stretch, foam roll, all of that should help. We're almost done. Will you be creating more vegan recipes for Fixate? Yes, we already have. We've got Fixate Volume 2 coming out March 4th with alternate portion mix, 102 brand new recipes for myself and Bobby, and they are amazing. How do you balance building your business brand with being a single mom? There's no such thing. No, seriously. I think everybody has this misconception that there's equal balance on a daily basis. I don't believe that. Here's what I believe when it comes to balance. There are certain times you're focused on work more, and there are certain times you're focused on family more. To say that they're supposed to be exactly even every single day is like torture to yourself. You have to give 8 hours to work, probably at least, and then when you're supposed to give 8 hours to your kid, and then 8 hours to yourself, and 8 hours to your significant other, and then 8 hours to your, like, it doesn't happen. There's not enough hours in the day, right? So, sometimes you're more focused on work, and you give that the attention that it needs. Like, again, I've been working on Ultimate Portion Fix nonstop, and Dominic gave me an awesome guilt trip of that the other day. Mom, I don't see you enough. I was like, dramatic enough. He's like, well, you're just, why is Dad picking me up? And I was like, well, because when I pick you up, you ask me if you go to your dad anyway. No, it's cool, we're good. But he has, like, I've been working on Ultimate Portion Fix a lot, so cool. Like, that's where my attention needed to be. We had essentially 2 projects in one to create a home program and dessert. But as I finished that up, now my attention moves back over to him a little bit more. So that's where the balance comes back in. Now he gets a little more attention for a while because that's what needs to happen. So it's this yin and yang of it, really, and not trying to force myself to think that I have to be all things to everybody at one time. I think if you can accept that we don't have to be perfect as parents, and that we all are just doing the best that we can, and by the way, our kids will be just fine. You guys, we all drank from garden hoses, and like rode our bikes everywhere. There were no cell phones. Like, you checked in with your parent, like say it's summer, like you're like, hey mom, I'm leaving, bye, and come back before the sun goes down. Your parents didn't even know where you were. Like, I know it's a different time, but my point is I do think that sometimes we baby them a little too much. Oh my God, I have to be there, and I have to do everything, and I have to shuttle them to 57 different lessons a day. Like, show them you love them, tell them you care about them, like, be there for bedtime, put the phone down when you're sitting down to dinner. That's where I find the balance. Like, when we're doing homework, he's got my attention. When we're eating dinner, he's got my attention. When I lay him down to go to bed, he's got my attention. When he's asleep, then if I have more work to do, then I go back to work. When he's at school, that's when I do the majority of my work. So that's why I find the balance in there. I think that wraps it up for all the questions. You guys, I want to tell you something really quick, though, before we get into this workout. So, obviously, there has been lots of transitions happening in the Beachbody world over the last couple of years, and it's been a roller coaster. So first of all, love that everybody is here and still with us and going strong. 2019 has so much amazing stuff coming, and you're going to hear all about it when you watch the videos today. So many awesome announcements, so many cool programs coming. Being that I've been working on Ultimate Portion Fix for the last, almost 2 years now, but really like hardcore the last year, I'm at the office a lot. I have the privilege of being in meetings with the CEO, with the attorneys, on a daily basis. I've worked with Carl for 6 years now. I've seen him excited in the past. I've never seen this man so excited about what the future of Team Beachbody holds. So I'm just going to give you an example. Ultimate Portion Fix, right? I create the home program. He's like, this is great. I create the cert. And he's like, okay, great. But he was dealing with other projects with Sean and stuff like that. So he hadn't really looked at the cert that much yet. And then finally, a few weeks ago, he looks at the cert. And you can tell when Carl gets excited because we all get emails at 11 o'clock at night. So I get an email to me and 30 other employees, and it's 7 paragraphs long about how excited he is about the Ultimate Portion Fix certification and his whole game plan for it. And he goes into detail about how it's gonna literally change the business for all of you guys. And then the next day I'm at the office, and he calls me into his office, and he's got his whiteboard that's the length of this stage, and the entire whiteboard is covered in black marker. And he's like, okay. And he walks me through the whiteboard, and he's like, are you ready? This is so amazing. And he's so excited. I'm like, right? I have no idea what he's talking about. Because he's got like his whole thing going in his mind. And I was like, cool, cool. I will say the numbers he was throwing up on that board that you all can make from the Ultimate Portion Fix certification, and by putting 10 people into that a month, I was like, so wait a minute. You're telling me their paychecks are going to be like bigger than mine? I was like, I feel like that's not fair. And he's like, no, it's great. It's going to be awesome. So my point being is, that's just Carl. He's so excited. So I want you guys to go into 2019, to when you watch the video today, to really embrace everything that's coming. Whenever there's a big transition, it can be scary, it can be intimidating, and people start to panic. There is so much good stuff coming that if you embrace it, if you go into this year with power and positivity and pride, and you attack it like nobody is going to stop you, your business is going to soar. If you go into it uncomfortable, not confident, not quite sure, if you're meek when you're talking to people, if that's the attitude you're going to take, then that's the business that you're going to have. And it's going to feel like there's nothing there. There is so much there. Grab the bull by the horns and run with it and grow your business, because there is a lot of opportunity coming your way. Yes? Yes. I'm going to go